and she had a large pee-filled diaper. And I said, is it just pee or is it poo? And she said, it's pee. And naturally, there was poo inside.
Oh!
Is this the kind of person you want making decisions?
Naturally, there's poo inside. A large pee-filled diaper. Oh, yeah, baby.
Welcome back to the show. You know what time it is. It's that time of the week. It's that time of the week where we make fun of, I'm going to go ahead and say, a troubled young man. A guy who I occasionally feel bad for making fun of. That's right, it's Ben Shapiro. He's really on one this week. Whoa, boy. Oh, boy. This might be, even for me, after watching hours and hours of this guy.
Yeah, well, I'm losing it. I'm going crazy.
Even for me, this one was a little like, uh-oh, buddy. Uh-oh.
Apparently, now, the institutions of our society have become so corrupt that even conservative institutions, purportedly conservative institutions, are pushing propaganda.
What?
And this brings me to, again, this is the most disturbing thing that I have seen in quite a while.
You watch your own show.
Not because of what it says. I've seen this sort of content on CNN, MSNBC, Good Morning America, for that matter. A purportedly conservative network that stands for the values of traditional American conservatism and believes in Judeo-Christian values. And that it is propagandizing openly on behalf of transing small children, because that's what this segment is. Conservative outlets, and Fox News being the largest, it kind of matters. If Fox News starts embracing the radical left gender ideology that the left espouses, it's no longer conservative and it can't be trusted.
Right.
Honest to goodness, I don't know what they're thinking.
Throw them in jail.
But this is insane. So this appeared on Fox News on Friday.
If you saw me walking down the street, you wouldn't think anything different.
14-year-old Ryland Whittington is a typical Southern California teenager.
Okay.
And the Whittingtons, along with mom Hillary, dad Jeff, and sister Brinley, are a typical family.
Yep.
The only difference, though, in Ryland's eyes, is what this family can mean to the tens of thousands of kids under 18 who identify as transgender.
We put our story out there so people could see that there's another family out there that is going through what we're going through, or there's another family who's proud of who they are.
Since when do 2-year-olds make decisions? Okay, I have a 2-year-old.
Okay.
My 2-year-old this morning, I went into her room, and she was lying in her crib, and she had a large pee-filled diaper. And I said, is it just pee or is it poo? And she said, it's pee. And naturally, there was poo inside.
Oh, damn, brother. She hit you with that pee-pee fake out?
She hit you with that poo-poo fake out?
Ben Shapiro's daughter said, it's just
make pee-pee.
But it turned out it was. I would get used to that, Ben Shapiro. Your daughter's not respecting you. They're eventually going to uncover some of your videos. And they're going to be like, uh-oh, my daddy's crazy.
Poo-poo fake out?
The funny thing about this is Ben Shapiro must have like a peekaboo. Speaking of little kids pooping their pants. Speaking of kids with, 5-pound diapers. Ben Shapiro must have a peekaboo little kid memory, because we're talking just like minutes ago, this guy was on and on about
my kids. It's parents' choice. Parents' rights. Parents' rights.
That's right. They're my kids. They're not your kids. They're my kids.
A large pee-filled diaper.
He was doing weeks and weeks of material about
parents get to decide what their kids do and don't do.
I guess unless you do something that Ben Shapiro doesn't like, then he's going to have to step in and he's going to have to say this.
Hey.
But maybe the even funnier thing about this is that this was a segment, I think it looks like it was on a local Fox affiliate in California or something.
He's like, look at what Fox News is doing.
Look at what Fox News is doing.
I seem to have lost my voice. I wonder why I've lost my voice. But this is a story about some conservative parents. One of them, even the mother, says that she's a conservative Christian. And they had a kid. This kid was constantly saying things that were indicating that this kid was in distress. So they took the kid to professionals. Again, this is a conservative lady. She even says, I'm a Christian.
This is how I talk too. This is how everybody talks now.
She had no idea about what was going on. No, ideology of I want to trans the kids or any of this crap. No, they had a kid that was saying, just communicating to the parents, and the parents listened to the kid.
Initially, there was some pushback from us in trying to understand this.
We were confused like most people are. We thought that gender and sexuality were the same thing. It took us a while to figure out that those two things are different and that Children actually do recognize their gender identity very young. Some of them, not all. If you believe in God and he, created us the way he wanted us, well then yes, he created Rylan just the way he is.
Yeah, I think she's right there, and I'm a little bit mad at Ben Shattino because as a Judeo-Christian, he's giving a crap to my God. He's giving crap to my Christ. My Christ, aka God, he creates a small percentage of us as trans. And Ben Shapiro's questioning my God. How dare you? How dare you, Ben Shapiro, you son of a bitch?
No wonder your daughter did the poo-poo trick on you. Poo-poo fake out?
No worries, Ben Shapiro, Dad. There's just pee-pee in there. There's just...
Make pee-pee.
And he's like, okay, fine. I'll believe you this this time.
Opens the diaper. So, pretty shocking stuff. I think the billionaire oil whack jobs who fund him should take into mind Ben Shapiro he's trashing God. He hates God.
But they listened to Rylan and to Hillary's conservative faith.
For me, it's just a deep spiritual belief that...
Okay, stop it right there. This is just open propaganda. Hillary's conservative faith? Really? Tell me about how her conservative faith says there's no such thing as male or female and boys can be girls. Please explain.
But you gotta love that. He's like,
how does that fit the faith? How does that fit her faith? Accepting people for who they are and listening to your children and not just shouting at them.
That's not what faith is about, just pure hatred. Yeah, where's all the hate? Where's all the hate and the panic neuroticism? That's what being a
conservative is about.
That's what being a conservative.
And this is what Fox News is pushing. This is insane.
Whoa.
Insane and insulting to its audience and insulting to reality, by the way, because the whole thing is just pure propaganda.
Oh, boy. Ben, Jesus, I think his pants might be next. His daughter first, his pants next, I say. Many say.
Hey. This is madness. And I'm not going to get over the fact that this is on Fox News because it demonstrates how the mainstream institutions of our society, including the ones that you may trust as a conservative, are now stabbing you directly between the shoulder blades with this kind of stuff.
Oh.
This is a betrayal. I feel stabbed in the back. Et tu, Brute? Brute being Fox News in this situation. That's from Shakespeare.
That's, Ben, this is the thing about this guy, and making fun of him may be wrong, is he's insane. He's insane. He's not of sound mind, we say.
What extraordinary courage displayed by Ryland, his sister Brinley.
Okay, not crazy about those names. Maybe me and Ben Shapiro find some common ground on that one. Not crazy about those names.
Father Jeff and Mom Hillary, I want to thank the Whittington family for speaking to us. It's not easy, particularly at a time when transgender issues have been politicized. People are afraid of what they do not understand, Dana. This family hopes their story will lead to more understanding, more acceptance, and ultimately more love.
Just pure propaganda, pure insane propaganda. People are afraid of what if we do understand your agenda? What if we are afraid of is the agenda because the agenda is garbage and because it's harming children, because it's deliberately promoting propaganda that is based not in science, but in ideological nonsense rooted in opposition to Judeo-Christian values and traditions and more.
Calm down, Ben. Take it easy. Judeo-Christian values.
Oh, man. We're in for a treat. You know what? I don't like, people should not be allowed to say that. Oh, we're in for a real treat, because I'm expecting food. Oh, guys, we're in for a real treat. And then I'm like, my daughter's going to sing a song. No! But we're in for a real treat. I got this as an ad just now while I was bringing up this Ben Shapiro video. It's called Will of the People, and this apparently is a song by Tim Pool. This is the kind of ads I'm getting now. A song by Tim Pool. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Let's get those super chats going. I need to buy more crap. This is a little message to the ill-gotten gains rich people out there. If you're a rich person out there, you got a bunch of money, have one no man around. You got all these yes men. Have one no man. Have one
no
man. I will say one thing about the will of the people. I will not willingly listen to this song.
Yeah. You got him.
You got him. Poo-poo fake out.
Okay, this finally
No,
brings
Jesus.
us to the January 6th extravaganza last night. Now, the Democrats really have one shot at this.
Right.
And they have like a 2-hour primetime slot provided to them by all the major news networks simultaneously.
Yes.
And if you looked, literally the only channel that covers news that was not covering this was Fox News, which had Tucker and Hannity on.
They're bad now. They're bad now because trans. We can find a little bit of agreement on this because, I think the people who are running this thing have been pretty honest about, we're not going to really throw anybody's ass in jail or anything like that. We're just kind of, so I don't think it's going to amount to anything. It'd be very funny and great if they threw Trump's ass in jail or something. One of the things that they were talking about that came out, which I thought was a very interesting, let's just say, part of all the election stuff, is that Trump was doing this thing where he was raising money to fight the stolen election. And they had something called the Stop the Stolen Election Fund or whatever. And he was just keeping the money. And to me, that's okay, that's fraud, right? If somebody told you, hey, we're doing a thing and we're raising money for that thing, and then you give them money and they're like, we weren't doing that thing. That's seems like the kind of the definition of fraud. But I guess you can't defraud people who are willing to be defrauded. In fact, that's I guess part of being a MAGA person is you're gonna lose some of your money. I guess to them it's an honor. It's an honor, sir, yes, sir. Please scam me with internet squeeze pages, sir. But I watched this whole 12-minute and 45-second Chapinio. It's surprising. I don't think there's an ad in this one. Usually, even in a 3-minute video, he'll figure out a way to put in a 2-minute ad. But the whole thing in this video is basically it was bad what those people did running around in the Capitol, doing this in the Capitol. Oh, and this. They were doing this too. And I think they were.
Make pee-pee.
It was bad what they were doing, but it's not Trump's fault. It's not Trump's fault. And what he's really saying there is it's not our fault. It's not our fault. People who make money off of these people, it's not our fault. Not our fault.
Well, one of the things that we know here in the United States is that virtually every major institution in the United States is dominated by the hard left. And this is
now that's true. That's true. That's true. The American Communist Party, also known as the ACP,
They do control everything, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all these comrades.
Extraordinary fashion. In this year's greatest indicator is the way that, for example, the Pride Progress flag completely overtook the Pride flag within 1 minute of it.
Pretty good indicator. Flag takeover.
This is how the communists come. It's Red Dawn.
On the White House in the aftermath of Obergefell, because, of course, if America stands for anything, it is for the proposition that all forms of sexual activity are morally equivalent.
What?
But that used to be the flag. The flag was just the rainbow pride flag. Then there was the proposition that it didn't include trans. All of these arguments are in conflict with one another. The only way they are not in conflict is if you are directing them at a Judeo-Christian traditional moral superstructure.
Right.
If you are taking all of these folks and saying,
right.
Listen, I know you have nothing in common, but we have a coalitional approach to take.
So this video is about RuPaul. All that. We're talking like 10 minutes of that for a thing about RuPaul. But this is all, there's all that.
Judeo-Christian Christ. Judeo-Christ, I call him. Rules and rolls. Judeo-Christ, the West.
You get all that for 10 minutes, but this is my favorite part right here.
There's no such thing as a family-friendly drag queen event.
Right. Oh, God, another ad.
You want to know what is a woman?
There just isn't.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
the idea that men and women exist and that these are roles that are important to the flourishing of a society
No problem.
is so... that the fact that this even has to be defended in intellectual terms demonstrates that we are a culture that is in a state of complete collapse.
Yeah.
There are certain things that people just know, and it's okay to just know them. This is the point that Michael Oakeshott makes about...
Yes. Yeah, there's things you just know, and it's okay that I just know them. There's another word for that, which is called being a moron. Being a moron is another way to put that. I just know something, and I'm not going to look it up. I thought this was the Remember, this guy's brand used to be the facts and logic guy. Remember, he would go to schools and he would be like,
I got you on this one, you idiot, you little kid.
Virtuous people with liberty was going to devolve into libertinism, which is not exactly the same thing.
huh?
Well, we are there because the way that the left defines liberty is blowing up all the rules.
I guess this is the one thing. If we had to say, gun to the head, have to say something nice about Ben Shapiro, it would be that he's funny in a way like he's like a principal character. He's like the high school principal from like an 80s movie where he's like,
But what about the rules?
like there's just a bunch of drag queens circling him. They're on motorcycles and they're ding, 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 ding.
Ring, 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 ring.
And he's in the middle.
He's like, this is completely unorderly.
And he's like befuddled and he's like dropping his papers.
Oh no!
But then and if you're a screenwriter, you feel free to write this movie and cast him as himself. Then he befriends them. They go on sort of a road trip. It's kind of a road movie. And he learns to loosen up. He smokes weed for the first time.
Maybe there's more to that.
Oh, I don't have to talk like that anymore. Wow. Well,
Give a warm drag race welcome to the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
These are all men dressed as women. And there's Nancy Pelosi walking out.
Hell yeah.
And everybody's real happy.
My honor to be here.
Oh boy.
To say to all of you how proud we all are of you.
Leave him alone.
Thank you for the joy and
Oh my God, this is so nice of Nancy Pelosi to take a break from doing insider stock trading to hang out with RuPaul. It's so nice. It's so nice. So nice of her. Big shout out to Nancy Pelosi. She gets one of these. And a few of these. And one of these.
Pablo.
I don't know. This is a true story. I was kind of a little kid when Supermodel came out, the RuPaul song Supermodel. Seeing the cover of that single, I was like, God created... I literally did that. I was like, God created the perfect woman. I thought RuPaul was the hottest, like, in like an angry way. Like as a little kid, I had this complex emotion of like unattainability. Like I will never, I'll never be able to snag, I'll never be able to bag a babe like that.
That's a different question. I'm talking about whether on a moral level, it is generally good for men to dress like women and women to dress like men. Okay, I'm of the belief the answer is no, because men are men and women are women, and the sexual distinction between the two is quite important to a thriving and flourishing society, not a society in hedonistic, narcissistic decline.
Right.
Okay, but Nancy Pelosi appears on Drag Race.
It's a very clear distinction. There needs to be a very clear distinction between men and women. Men, obviously men, are people who talk fast, wear Dockers, and live in Boca Raton, Florida. That's a real man. Ooh, baby. Ooh, I'm getting sweaty just thinking about that hunk.
I mean, I'm sure people point this out to Ben Shapiro. I mean, he's really on this gender stuff. What else is he going to talk about, I guess? But I'm going to point out something that's kind of maybe a little bit shocking here. Ben Shapiro is not a traditionally masculine man. In a men are men, fit the gender role perfectly. Ben doesn't make it. Ben does not make the cut. In his sealed little media bubble, he thinks he wants to live in like an old school high school world, where he would be one of the tough guys, but he would just clearly be seeing that world through like slits, the slits of a locker.
America
That is what America's all about. Amazing.
I say that all the time to my friends in drag.
I'm sorry, this is dystopian stuff. It really is. This is what America's
Drag Race
is all about. We're so proud of you, men, for shirking all of your male societal roles and embracing dressing like women on national television.
It's tough with these channels because it's like, do you think Ben Shapiro knows who RuPaul is? Because he's like, they're shirking their responsibilities for being on a drag show. So some of this stuff needs a little clarification. The first part would be like,
this is destroying society.
How exactly? Your entire show got started with oil money, right? You want to talk about destroying, but shirking their responsibilities. RuPaul has been famous, like hugely famous for, again, we talked about this since I was a little kid, I guess the responsibility that she's shirking is being a failed actor and being on Ben Shapiro, one of Ben Shapiro's, being one of the second stringers on Daily Wire, who's like, I couldn't get in any movies and I want a lot of money quick. So, okay, I'll do this.
Now, speaking of the devastating cultural destruction of our children.
Whoa! Coming in hot on this one. Okay, hold on. Let me sit down. Wait, I'm going to need to get a snack for this one. Okay, well, let's hear it.
Are beginning to see that there has been a rather striking move from what we do in our own bedrooms is none of your business, leave us alone to I'm going to put on a strap on and I'm going to mimic masturbation in front of your children. Most Americans can see that. The argument for leave us alone, privacy, consent, that argument radically changed.
So I guess my man's just like grabbing things out of the headlines to get mad about. He's like,
let's go through the pride stuff. Oh, mad anger.
But Christina Aguilera was doing a show where she's wearing like a Hulk outfit kind of, and she has a giant green...
Make pee-pee.
She has a giant green... He does this opening monologue thing where he's like,
we gave the gays too much. We gave them too much. You give them an inch and now they're taking many inches. If you look at that, whoa, baby, whoa, mama.
He starts off by like lamenting about how we've kind of given gay people too much acceptance. See, this is what happens now. They run around wearing green strap-ons. From what I understand, Christina Aguilera is not gay. She was married to a man, and that was divorced, and she has kids.
This is what happens when we give the gays too much. They convince Christina to do this.
Now, the argument that the left makes is, well, you on the right, you also want to indoctrinate your children in your values.
Right.
That's right. They're my kids. They're not your kids. They're my kids.
Okay.
And not just that. The values that I'm seeking to teach my kids have been time tested over the course of several thousand years. The values you're seeking your kids came directly out of your colon 5 seconds.
Right. So you want my kids to do your crap because your ideas are better. Yeah. No, that seems like it'll work out. Yep. He's also like, my ideas are time tested. What, like anti-gay stuff? Yeah, that is time tested. And those tests didn't come out great. They didn't come out great.
My ideas are time tested.
And how did those tests turn out?
They're some of the worst atrocities in history. You got me.
So there we go. That's what one of the internet's favorite guys. He's a smart guy. And that's what he's been up to. Having a real normal one. Everything's fine. No need for any help there. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Hey guys, you're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Bookablega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away, and we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today. For as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys so much.